Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the School District of Springfield Township Board of School Directors Interim Board Meeting, April 5th, 2016. Prior to this meeting, we had an executive session to discuss a litigation matter. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reading of the mission statement. Mr. Taylor, would you kindly? Thank you.
The mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high-achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Chapman. Here. Mr. Salas. Mr. Lapidus. Here. Ms. Nelson. Mr. Rayer. Ms. Salzberg.
Here.
Dr. Terratussi. Here. Mr. Taylor. Here. Mr. Bisbee. Here.
Announcements. The board, at its discretion, may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 006.2, Broadcasting of Meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following the board meeting. Are there any public comments on agenda items? Reports and information. Reports of committees. Property Committee, James Taylor.
The Property Committee had its meeting on Friday, April the 1st at the Administration Conference Room at 8:15. We had 5 items on our agenda. We discussed the summer projects bid review. We also discussed the architect's request for proposal update, in which there were 6 firms that we had heard back from. We also discussed the geothermal study results that came in. We discussed the performance contract, ESCO request for proposal, which involves the HVACs and performance contracts. And we also discussed food service surveys that we will be going out to the students and faculty and parents as well on that site, right? We also had an executive session that's discussed the litigation. That's it.
Okay, it's not on the agenda, but I actually do have an announcement. Holly Casales has represented Springfield Township on the Montgomery County Intermediate Unit Board for many years, and her term is coming to an end this year, and she has some other commitments now, and she is unable to continue on that board. So we will need to appoint a board member to join that board. Our deadline to appoint is April 15th. The Montgomery County Intermediate Unit Board meets once a month, the 4th Wednesday of the month. They will give you dinner starting at 5:30. They have a committee of the whole meeting starting at 6:15. Their voting usually starts around 7, and they say they're usually finished by 8 p.m. They don't meet in July or December. So if anyone is interested or wants more information, please let myself or Dr. Hacker know. As soon as possible. What's today's date? Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just have 2 items as part of my administrative report this evening. At this point, I believe everyone is aware that unfortunately Lauren Patterson is going to be taking a leave of absence. It is on our personnel agenda for board approval this evening. It is a medical leave of absence, so Lauren can attend to some physical issues that she has been experiencing for the greater part of this school year. It's always a tough decision for anyone to take a leave from their responsibilities, particularly for an administrator, and Lauren has done an outstanding job this year trying to juggle her physical issues along with her daily responsibilities. Her staff and Ryan Thomas also have done an absolutely outstanding job during Lauren's absences, and I just want to commend them for really stepping up to the plate. So in order to ensure continuity at the middle school for the remainder of the school year and to assist Ryan and the staff with end-of-the-year issues between now and the end of the school year, we are bringing back, and this is on the board agenda for approval this evening, a part-time interim principal who will be available to meet the needs and to serve the needs of the students, the staff, and the parents in the Springfield Township Middle School community. And that individual is Dr. Cheryl Malfi, who many of you will remember filled in for us as interim principal last year during Chris Bradley's absence for a short period of time at Erdenheim Elementary. Cheryl has been a longtime principal in the Upper Dublin School District. She has extensive building level experience. And the good news for the middle school is 1/3 of the students there know Dr. Malfi, as do many of the parents, because this year's 6th graders were last year's 5th graders. So I think it's going to be a wonderful transition from Lauren going out to Cheryl coming in, and I think it will help us greatly as we plan for the remaining of the activities during this school year. So I just wanted to alert everyone to that. And of course, we all wish Lauren well and hopefully a complete and full recovery. The other item that I wanted to mention is also unfortunately on the board agenda this evening, and that is I regret to inform the board and the public of the passing of one of our school bus drivers who worked for us for over 16 years. Christina Steve was a very valued member of the transportation department. I had just met with her husband, Mr. King, and Mrs. Kerr, and Mr. Johnston had just met with Mrs. Steve over a concern down in the transportation department that she brought to our attention regarding some issues on the bus. And we appreciated her bringing those issues to our attention. Unfortunately, this medical issue was totally unrelated. It wasn't a heart attack as a result of that. She did experience some other medical difficulties and unfortunately died as a result of those ailments in the hospital. So we want to extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to the entire Steve family, to Mr. Ed Steve, her husband, and let them all know that we're thinking of them during this very difficult time for them.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. Number 1, personnel, personnel attachment. The recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: administrative personnel, certificated personnel, support personnel, extended school year ESY program personnel, conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Mr. Raffles. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield. Aye. Dr. Karatowski. Aye. Mr. Taylor. Aye. Mr. Klinski.
Aye. Number 2, confidential settlement and release. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the confidential settlement and release for student 20160-405-01. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Mr. Raffles. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Karatowski. Aye. Mr. Taylor. Aye. Mr. Klinski.
Aye. Number 3, behavioral consulting services. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between Kepley Behavioral Consulting, Inc. and Springfield Township School District as per attached, attachment RR. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments?
I noticed that there's another motion for a behavioral consulting services on there. How do we hire different companies for different students, or how's that work?
These are actually temporary services. Our behavioral analyst, who works with many of our behavioral our students needing behavioral support and our autistic support students as well is out on a child rearing leave. So both of these companies have individuals who can come in and assist us during that period of time.
Okay.
They're helping with professional development and consultative services as well.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay. Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 4, appointment of first alternate tax collection committee delegate. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves Ms. Katie Braun as the first alternate tax collection committee delegate to fill a position left vacant by the resignation of Mr. Craig Rogers. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 5, annual appointment. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the annual appointment of Ms. Katie Braun as treasurer through June 30th, 2017, to fill the position left vacant by the resignation of Mr. Craig Rogers. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
I take it this doesn't create any conflict of interest for those two positions being held by the same person?
Separate responsibilities.
And Craig was in those both positions. Okay, so we're ready to vote. Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 6, middle school technology wing roof replacement. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves Robert Ganter Contractors, Inc. to perform all work associated with the middle school technology wing roof replacement project in the base bid amount of $165,000. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? Okay, Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 7, bus garage fuel tank replacement project. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves Warren F. DeLong, Inc. to perform all work associated with the bus garage fuel tank replacement project in the base bid amount of $275,500. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 8, high school auditorium sound upgrade project. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves Fitch Electronics, Inc. to perform all work associated with the high school auditorium sound upgrade project in the base bid amount of $63,713 plus alternate GC-1 in the amount of $2,236. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Sarsfield. Dr. Teratuski. Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 9, middle school ADA ramp installation project. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves T. Schiffer Contractors, Inc. to perform all work associated with the middle school ADA ramp installation project in the base bid amount of $71,800. Is there a motion? Motion. Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
Where is this going?
Both. Right, that's correct. Yes. To access the track and Aye. Number 10, high school pool tile regrouting project. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors declines all bids to perform work associated with the high school pool tile regrouting project. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
And the question would be, why are we declining the bids?
Way out of the ballpark in terms of the numbers that came in based on our estimates. And it's not absolutely essential that we do it right away, so we can wait.
Didn't we just have the pool redone?
That was 4 years
That was 4 years ago, so,
Wow.
so we need okay,
This is,
regrouting now,
I
okay.
think it's preventive maintenance, is that correct? Yes. But I think they were like double what they had expected.
But your look was priceless, Dr. Taratuski. You're right. I knew exactly what you were thinking.
I have a question. Is it that we underestimated what the work would cost, or we just couldn't find the right contractor?
Mr. Thorne, would you like to address that?
We only received one bid, and we thought it was way out of what we did estimate for it. The renovations to the pool was the filter part of the pool, not the actual tile regrouting. So that's what we did 4 years ago, yeah. So the filtration control.
So with only one bidder on the project, we had no means of comparison. They probably thought they were the lowest responsible bidder.
So are we going to put it out for rebid, and how do we get other companies to bid?
We're going to take a second look at it and see what we can do. Mr. Thorne, take a look at it. I offered to do it for half. As long as it's on.
Did we vote on that yet?
There's a motion on the table.
All right, I think we're ready. Mr.
Chapman.
Thank you.
Mr. Lapis. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratuski. Aye. Mr. Taylor. Aye. Mr. Pinsky.
Aye. Number 11, approval of bus purchase bid. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors awards the purchase of buses based on the following bids. 11 units to Brightbill Body Works, Inc. in the total amount of $1,228,055 less trades. B, 10 units to Liebensperger Transportation Sales, Inc. in the total amount of $577,910 less trades. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I'll ask this time. For the A and B, I'm assuming this is because there's probably two different sizes buses that were bid on, or?
That's correct.
Okay.
A is the larger buses, 72
All right, thank you very much.
Are the larger buses twice as large? Are they
More than twice as large.
Are they new buses or used?
Will they be having seatbelts? Because there's a new seatbelt requirement coming in? No seatbelts, okay. Bungee cords, excellent.
No bungee.
And I also just want to point out that this is part of an initial set-aside of funding to do this initial outlay of purchase. It's a big purchase at this time, but because of Mr. King's extensive analysis of when the buses are really coming out of service, the plan moving forward is to continually put an annual amount of money as a set-aside for the continual repurchase of new buses to replace the fleet. So this is obviously a large figure initially because of the extraordinary number of buses, but from here on out, it'll be closer to $500,000 set aside for the purchase. And over time, of course, that continual outlay of $500,000 begins to decline in terms of its relativity to the totality of the budget, so it becomes a smaller proportion, which is good.
55 units. No. We are trading in an equal number. Our buses are exceedingly old. Almost half of them are beyond their operational lifespan. It's actually a credit to the transportation department that these things are still on the road. Almost on the road.
Yep, we're good.
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Sarsfield? Aye. Dr. Terracusky? Aye. Mr. Taylor? Aye. Ms. Lizinski?
Aye. Number 12, substitute middle school principal. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the appointment of Dr. Cheryl Malfi and the contract that has established the salary and fringe benefits for the position of substitute middle school principal effective April 5th, 2016, pending approval of PESERS. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
And just to let the board know, PESERS has already verified that they will approve this.
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Sarsfield? Aye. Dr. Terracusky? Aye. Mr. Taylor? Aye. Ms. Lizinski?
Aye. 13, Behavioral Consulting Services. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the agreement between Exceptional Learning LLC and Springfield Township School District as per attached, Attachment SS. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman? Aye. Mr. Lapidus? Aye. Ms. Sarsfield? Aye. Dr. Terracusky? Aye. Mr. Taylor? Aye. Ms. Lizinski?
Aye. Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Future meeting dates, school board meeting, Tuesday, April 19th, 2016, at 7 p.m. in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. Interim board meeting, Tuesday, May 3rd, 2016, 7 p.m., Freeze Memorial Lobby. Board committees, academic affairs will meet on Tuesday, April 12th, 2016, at 6:30 p.m. in the Administration Building. And I think that is it. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. Motion to adjourn.